Yeah, 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 yeah.
My name's Ben Randall, and I'm here to talk about the Human Earth Project and some of the ideas that led to its development. In 2009, I was managing a custom sportswear business on a tropical island in southern Thailand, and I was earning a lot of money by Thai standards, and I had all the things that we're supposed to want in life. You know, a beautiful house, a car, a motorbike, gorgeous fiance, all the things that are supposed to make us happy. But they didn't, because it was a very selfish life. It was a life that was based around taking everything I could take from the world and holding onto it. And everything I took became part of a wall between me and the rest of the world. And that wall just kept growing and growing. And I was spending all my time, all my energy collecting all these things that I didn't need and I didn't want. So I left Thailand. I came out from behind my little wall. I left all those beautiful things behind and I went traveling looking for, I don't know what, for something else. And my travels led me, slide please. Oh, that's Thailand. Next one. Here, to a national park known as the Dragon's Backbone in southern China. Beautiful place, magnificent place, full of trash. People were coming from all over China and all over the world to this amazing place and filling it up with trash. And at first I tried to ignore it like everybody else did. You know, I got a little upset about it, sure, but it wasn't my problem. At the end of the day, you know, I'm only one person. What can I do anyway? And then I saw by the path a plastic bag. And I picked it up and I began to fill it. And I filled another one. In 2 days, I picked up the rubbish of 1,000 people, 2,000, who knows how many people. And it felt wonderful to come to a beautiful place and to know that I was leaving it even more beautiful than when I'd first found it. To look back at where I'd walked and to see what a difference I'd made. And so I made it a habit, and everywhere I went, I started picking up garbage. It kind of became the thing that I did. And what was wonderful was to see the reactions of the local people. I'd walk into villages with my bags of garbage. Oh, we can flick over. Next one. There's me and my garbage. I'd walk into villages with my bags of garbage. People would greet me with great big grins and 2 thumbs up. Some villages, they greeted me with applause. The best reaction of all was when they didn't say a word. They simply picked up a bag and started picking up trash. Let's flip over the slide. Thanks, Ed. I was also joined by other travelers. There were many people who were quick to grab a bag and pick up garbage, and some of them were walking with me for a couple of days, wherever I happened to be. And then they wanted to talk about the environment, and the question on everyone's lips was, why didn't we think of this sooner? Because it wasn't hard what we were doing. It was the easiest thing in the world. It wasn't a brilliant idea. Looking back, it's the most obvious thing there is. And none of us had thought of it. And I'll tell you why. Because we're raised to look at the world a certain way. We're raised to look and see in every situation, what can we take from the world? What's in it for us? And we think that's what's going to make us happy, is to take and to build our little walls. And whatever's outside those walls is somebody else's problem. Who cares about that? We're just taking. And does it make us happy? There's a certain shallow, fleeting happiness in, you know, having more stuff than somebody else, having a new toy. But there's a much deeper, much more profound contentment in knowing that you've made a difference, in knowing that you've changed something meaningful. And it's all it takes is that slight shift in perspective from what can I take from this situation to what can I give back? Let me tell you another story. Let's flip over the next slide. Let's go one more. Before I ever went to China, I was living in the mountains in the north of Vietnam. I was living here. It was a beautiful place. It was very close to the Chinese border. And it was one of the most wonderful times of my life. And what made it so special were the people I met there. I met some amazing, truly beautiful people. And one of those people was a 15-year-old girl named. Can we flip over the next slide? There she is. She is a wonderful person. She's a loudmouth. She's a smart ass. She has a quick smile and a sharp sense of humor. And a big heart. She's the kind of person, if she saw you walking in the rain, she'd come across the street and give you her umbrella. This is the kind of person we're talking about here. Amazing person. After I left Vietnam, I heard through some mutual friends that had been abducted. She was offered a ride by a local man on the back of his motorcycle back to her village. He didn't take her to her village. He took her to the Chinese border instead, 20 kilometers away. Managed to call a friend from the back of the motorbike, and that was the last that anybody ever heard of her. That was 2 years ago. It's just one story. It's just one person. It happens a lot. It's a big industry. It's huge. These girls disappear all the time. They're taken to China. The more attractive ones are sold as wives. The less attractive ones are sold as prostitutes. In China, they have the one-child policy. And they have a cultural preference for male children. And so that means literally millions and millions of young girls are killed or aborted. And it means that China has too many men and not enough women by a matter of millions, tens of millions. I don't know the precise numbers. I don't think anybody does. It's huge. So that creates this industry. They bring in women from wherever they can get them by whatever means possible. And that's what's happening here. So I started to look into this sort of thing and look at the numbers and whatever, and the numbers are staggering. The numbers of men, women, and children around the world who are living in bondage today, it's something like 27 million people. To put that in perspective, that's something like, it's almost 1 in every 10 people in the United States. It's one of those numbers that's almost too big to think about, until, of course, one of those people is your friend. And my first reaction when I heard that had been taken was to throw my hands in the air and think, the world's a terrible place, and there's nothing I can do about it. And that's exactly what I did for a whole year. I did absolutely nothing. And then I thought, is that really the kind of person I am? Is that really the kind of world I want to live in? Am I really going to give up before I try? So I started to break it down and to try to look at it in a more practical manner. Try to see exactly what is the problem. Try to see exactly what resources I had. What could I give to try to help? The problem, as far as I'm concerned, is awareness. Because I was living in Vietnam. Even while I was living there, I was completely oblivious to this. I had no idea. The rest of the world, what do they know about it? It doesn't bother them. It's somebody else's problem. What did I have to give? What were my resources? Very little. I was almost broke at the time. I had my photography, had my storytelling, and I knew my way around Asia. So I thought, how can I use this, what I have, to help this, what I care about. And I was in Asia for 3 years in the end, and I came back with a lot of photos. So I went back and I looked through all my photos, and I picked out 100 portraits of people in villages, local people in villages. I made a collection of my 100 favorite portraits, and I got them together and I launched this. Slide, please. The Human Earth Project. And what it involves, essentially, is we're going back next week. We're starting this. September the 6th, I fly out of LAX, and this is when it starts. We're going back to find these people, 100 people. I have no idea where they are. I have no idea who they are. We're going to find them. We have their photos. I know where those photos were taken. It's going to be a 6-month, 12,000-mile journey from Indonesia up to Nepal to try to get as much attention as we can. It's going to be the subject of a documentary. It's going to be a book of photography. It's going to be an online photographic journal so people can follow along with us and they can see exactly what we're doing. And Indonesia, up through Southeast Asia, China, across the Himalaya, Tibet, down into Nepal. 6 months. And part of what's so exciting about this project is I still don't know what we're capable of. I still don't know what's going to happen. There are so many unknown factors. But we're going to find out. That's part of the process. And when I first announced this project 5 or 6 months ago, I had people writing to me from all over the world. And they have been ever since, telling me, I'm a hero, what a wonderful thing it is I'm doing. Da, da, da. I'm not. I'm not. That's the point I want to make today, is I'm just a guy who sees something that he doesn't like in the world, and he wants to find out what he can do to change it. About the same time I heard of disappearance, I was reading Gandhi's autobiography, and what I took away from that is that the great men and women of history are just little people like us. People who move mountains, just one handful of dirt at a time. And I think the best and the worst thing about us as human beings is our adaptability. If we're born into a world full of garbage, we don't even see it anymore. We just get used to it. It becomes part of the landscape. It's somebody else's problem. But it's our world. It's our problem. If we can come out from behind our little walls and see just how much garbage there is, we can see how much potential there is to make this world a better place for everyone. And all you need to start is an idea. That's it. You start with an idea. You tell people your idea. People get excited about your idea. People want to help out. They give things. They give other ideas. It grows and it grows and it branches out in other directions that you never even imagined possible. And that's when you begin to find out what you're capable of and what you can do. And it feels wonderful to know that you're doing something meaningful, to know that you're giving something back to the world and making a change, no matter how small it is. And you can all do this. It's just a matter of getting started. So all you need to decide is, what do you want to give the world? Because if you're not going to make a difference, who is?